Alright, we're going to continue multiplying, so we will be using foiling again, and we're also going to mention about some special products. So those special products are when you have the same numbers, a plus b and then a minus b, what you get when you FOIL things out is you actually do not get a middle term, so you just end up with a binomial. But if you have something like this, a plus b times a plus b, this is called a perfect square trinomial. So start using some of these terms because you're going to see them later anyways. This is considered a difference of squares. And then both of these are considered to be perfect square trinomials. So they just end up with the same thing being multiplied together. So we're going to do some of those special cases. This is one of them. Instead of using like rules or something, let's just go ahead and remember that t plus 6 squared really means t plus 6 times t plus 6. We're going to take the t and distribute it through. That's the first terms and the outer terms, or you can just think about distributing each of those. T times t is t squared. T times 6 is 6t. Then we're going to take and distribute the 6 through. Those are your inner and last terms. So we end up 6 times t, which is 6t, and 6 times 6, which is 36. Combine our like terms for t squared plus 12t plus 36. Again, we have a 5y plus 1 times a 5y plus 1. So I'll distribute the 5y through. 5y times 5y is 25y squared. 5y times 1 is 5y. Then I'm going to take my 1 and distribute it through. 1 times 5y is 5y, and 1 times 1 is 1. Combine my like terms. I get 25y squared plus 10y plus 1. Again, I'm going to rewrite 7m minus 2p times 7m minus 2p. So I'm going to take my 7m and distribute it to the second set of parentheses. 7 times 7 is 49. M times m is m squared. 7m times negative 2p. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14, and then I'll write mp. Now I'm going to distribute my negative 2 through. So I have a negative 2 times 7, which is a negative 14, mp. And then I have a negative 2p times a negative 2p, which would be negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. P times p is p squared. So I end up getting 49m squared. Negative 14 and negative 14 gives me negative 28 mp. And then I have plus 4p squared. Let's try another one of those. These are all perfect square trinomials in the end. I'll have 9c times 9c, and then 9c times, this is a negative 8. So 9c times 9c is 81c squared. 9c times negative 8 is a negative 72c. Now I'm going to take my negative 8 and distribute it through. So I have negative 8 times 9, which is negative 72c. And then negative 8 times negative 8, which is a positive 64. When I combine my like terms, 81c squared, negative 72 plus negative 72 is negative 144c plus 64. Seeing only perfect square trinomials, so now we're going to look at difference of squares. This is what a difference of square looks like at the end. At the beginning, it looks like this. So we're going to go ahead and distribute the d through. D times d is d squared. D times negative 11 is negative 11d. Those terms, the difference of squares and perfect square trinomials, you're going to hear in the next chapter that we do. 11, distribute it through 11 times d, and then 11 times negative 11. So I get 11d, and then 11 times negative 11 is negative 121. Now, with the difference of squares, what we get when we combine like terms is 0 inside of there, so I don't have to write them. So I end up with just d squared minus 121. Let's see another one of those. I've got c squared times c squared, which is c to the fourth. I've got c squared times negative 8, which would be a negative 8c squared. Then I'm going to take my 8 and distribute it through. Those are my inner terms. And my last terms, 8 times c squared is 8c squared. And then 8 times negative 8 is negative 64. Combine the like terms. I get 0, and then I have minus 64. So c to the fourth minus 64, the middle terms fall out again. I've got 9v cubed times 9v cubed. Those are my first terms being multiplied together. That's 81v to the sixth. Outer terms, or just distributing this 9v cubed, like I said, to both the terms in the second set of parentheses. I end up getting a negative 9v cubed w to the fourth. Now I'm going to distribute w to the fourth through. W to the fourth times 9v cubed would be 9v cubed w to the fourth. Then w to the fourth times negative w to the fourth is negative w to the eighth. Those terms fall out. They give me 0, so I get 81 v to the sixth minus w to the eighth. I have two special cases here. This first one, I am supposed to find the area of the concrete, so this gray section. Well, if you think about it, what I want to do is I want to subtract off my pool. So I'm going to find the area of the whole thing, which would be this x plus 5 times x plus 5, because I'd be doing length times width. And then what I want to do is I want to subtract off the pool part. So I'm going to go ahead and put a minus sign here. I'm going to write the area of the pool as x plus 2 times x minus 2. So I can FOIL out or multiply these together, which gives me x squared, 5x, 5x, and then 25, for a total of x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now I'm subtracting off, okay, I have to put this in parentheses, what I get when I FOIL here. So I've got x squared, and then I have a negative 2x, I have a positive 2x, and a negative 4. And now I'll distribute my negative through, so I get a negative x squared. Negative times negative is a positive x, 2x. Actually, let's back up here. I should have combined like terms. So let's go ahead and combine like terms first. This creates 0, minus 4. Now I'll come up here and finish this up. So I end up getting, on my first part, x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now I'll distribute my negative through, so I have negative x squared, and negative times negative 4 is positive 4. So when I combine my like terms, those create 0. I have a 10x, that's by itself. I have 25 and 4, which makes 29. I have one more special problem on the next video. This is my last special problem, and what it says to do is write a polynomial that represents the area of the figure. So we'll do that by finding the area of each part separately first. So this first part, I have 5 minus x times 5 plus x. I'm going to find the area of this bigger rectangle. And then the area of the second rectangle would just simply be x times x. Now we're going to be adding these together because they're both attached to each other. So when I distribute my 5 through, I get 25. Then I'll distribute this 5 to the x, which gives me a 5x. Next, what I want to do is distribute my negative x through. So I have a negative x times 5, which would be a negative 5x. And then I have a negative x times an x, which would give me a negative x squared. X times x is x squared. So now when I start to look at combining like terms, I get 0 here, so those fall away. And I end up getting, these are like terms, but they're also 0. So my final answer just ends up being 25.